Hello gamers and operators, my name is Icebergs. Today, we're going to look at the development timeline and the facts to decide if Battlefield 2042 is ready for release. After reviewing all the facts in this video, let me know what you think in the comments below. The first thing we have to look at is what has to be done to develop a game. When creating a game, the first thing that is required is the correct tools to make and build the game. By tools, I'm referring to asset designers who precisely understand the game engine being utilized for the game. In Battlefield's case, that is game designers who understand the Frostbite engine specifically. From this point, you have to assemble a team of designers, marketers, and logistics personnel. The marketers and logistics will build a timeline for the game's release in the future, usually about 3 years ahead of time. With regards to Battlefield 2042, this date was almost 4 years in advance. They specified a fall-winter release in 2021. With the date in mind and developers already developing the basis for the games, the next step is to wait. Once the game has been based and designed, the next step is hiring voice actors for dialogue and assembling game assets. Once all dialogue and designs are finished, they're added to the base model of the game, and final touches are added for graphics and appearances. Before any design can advance further, all production is reviewed for quality assurance. This is where we begin to see the alpha gameplay. Then quickly following playthroughs of the alpha is the beta version of the game. This is usually where we get to see a first-hand look of the game and get to play it. This all leads into the final release of the game, usually a month after the beta. To begin the official development timeline of Battlefield 2042, let's discuss one thing first. Games are planned years in advance, and the games are not reflective of the latest technologies. And here's a shocker for most of y'all. Along with all of this, corporate espionage does exist, and decisions in video games productions are based mainly upon the competition, especially in first-person shooter games. The other thing to acknowledge is that Battlefield games typically take 3 to 4 years to make. But anyways, the first date in the Battlefield 2042 development timeline is sometime mid-2017. The idea for 2042 is developed along with a few other options, and the decision to begin production of Battlefield 2042 will be commenced after the release of Battlefield 5. This decision was due to the EA development team finding out that Call of Duty was going to release a Modern Warfare remake in 2019. November 9th, 2017. Battlefield 5 releases, and its staff splits into two teams. A team containing 20% of the staff to focus on maintenance and fixing problems within Battlefield 5. And a team that has around 80% of the staff designed to begin development on the next Battlefield title, now confirmed to be Battlefield 2042. November 17th, 2017. The release of Star Wars Battlefront 2 moves into its maintaining phase, and 15% of the staff does maintenance, along with 85% of this team being combined with the Battlefield 5 staff to help with the production of Battlefield 2042. January 1st, 2018. This is the mark of the first official production of Battlefield 2042, beginning the combined effort of the Star Wars Battlefront 2 team and the Battlefield 5 team. While this combined team develops the game engine and essential game coding, the marketing and logistics subsection of the team goes into planning on a production, marketing, and logistical timeline. Somewhere around this time, EA partners with their longtime Battlefield developer, DICE. 2018. The basis of the engine and the mechanics are developed for Battlefield 2042. At the same time, the production, logistics, and marketing team then assemble a semi-rigid schedule for a 2021 fall release of Battlefield 2042, which at this time was initially intended to be a battle royale. The primary competitor for the Battlefield franchise, Call of Duty, was assembling their assets for Modern Warfare 2019. May 30th, 2019. Battlefield 2042 has a non-stop continuous production until this point, when Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 is officially announced. And EA's directors have decided to pour more money into the 2042 project. EA then decides to convert Battlefield 2042 into a full game and include multiplayer modes, not just a battle royale. This is where asset assembly begins, including developing building structures, details of characters, and vehicle models, along with designing the coding for weapons. On October 25th, 2019, Call of Duty Modern Warfare had a massive launch with huge global sales figures. The EA team, in conjunction with investors and CEO, decide to provide end-of-life updates for Battlefield 5 and Star Wars Battlefront 2. The end-of-life updates are produced and the game is then put on autopilot. One thing to note is at this time, the production team for 2042 is massive, with close to 400 people on EA's side of production, not including an unspecified amount of people working on Battlefield 2042 from DICE's side of production, making this one of the largest production teams to date. March 10th, 2020, the release of Call of Duty Warzone is a monumental moment for the gaming industry. It will quickly become a staple of the gaming industry. Gathering tons of followers very quickly, Warzone became the game to play in Lockdown 2020. March 20th, 2020, Call of Duty Warzone hits 30 million players 10 days after releasing, leading EA to emphasize the Battle Royale aspect of the Battlefield 2042 release. April 29th, 2020. The official announcement for end-of-life updates of Battlefield 5 and Star Wars Battlefront 2 is released, along with said end-of-life updates for those games. The last Star Wars Battlefront 2 staff and Battlefield 5 staff are pulled into development on the 2042 project. August 2020. EA has a considerable development team with around 450 personnel working on the game, a large unspecified amount of DICE staff. This is the most significant development team EA has ever had on the project, and as far as I'm aware, the largest development team I have ever seen working on a game. January 1st, 2021. With all the game assets finally finished, the final assembly begins on the 2042 alpha version. This is where the game is first assembled, and playability begins testing. All assets and character models are added to the game. March 2021. The alpha setup has been completed, and pre-alpha footage has been taken to show us in the reveal and gameplay trailers. At the same time, the early game tester leaks a set of drawings depicting scenes from the reveal and gameplay trailers, which are later confirmed to be accurate. June 9th, 2021. The official release of the reveal trailer at the E3 Expo, detailing the Battlefield 2042 conflict and the year of conflict ahead, also confirms earlier leaked rumors to be true. June 13th, 2021. The gameplay trailer is released, showing us what Battlefield 2042 looks like, and ironically only contains 6 bullets being shot in the entire trailer. This reveal confirmed the earlier leaked drawings and announced the official release date of October 22nd, which was later changed. Mid-June 2021. Beta is completed and is playable for the game testers who will extensively play Battlefield 2042 for the upcoming weeks. Mid-July 2021, Battlefield 2042 is in fit and finish after being extensively tested. The beta is closed, with a copy of the game being copied, and then this copy is then mass-produced onto physical game discs and being shipped out from warehouses in the coming weeks. This is actually the version of the game we play in October in the open beta. The reason for such an early release of the game being the one we will receive on disc is due to the ongoing pandemic and current struggles with supply chains. EA wanted to ensure a successful launch with plenty of copies of the game for the millions who want to play. The one thing to expect is a big day one update for the game containing the actual final versions of the game, which will be added to the beta to fix any bugs or glitches we will experience in the beta. Late August, early September 2021, the final version of the game is produced and the game enters final fit and polish, meaning that they're trying to look for glitches, bugs, and possible game-breaking problems and trying to fix them in the months leading up to the launch. This is one of the longest fit and finish phases of a game I personally have ever seen. October 6th, 2021. Battlefield 2042 beta is released, months old at this point. It was received to be mostly good, but has some mixed reviews, mainly due to some glitches in the game that had already been patched out in the final version. Overall, I believe the Battlefield 2042 release is in good shape, based upon the massive and extensive production team and quality checks required to get the game to this point. No game is perfect upon release, but we can expect some extremely high-quality Battlefield games. We will have some issues, not as terrible as the Call of Duty Vanguard release though. Battlefield 2042 is getting closer and closer to achieving the title of the best FPS game for the next year. However, we can't give them that title until we play the final version of the game. This is one of the most developed games in history, and I expect it will be a smash hit with different in-game modes that you can play, 128 player matches, and the new Battle Royale mode that Battlefield is testing called Hazard Zone. which will be similar to a battle royale but with objectives that you can play in the game. I'm personally very excited for 2042 release. As I discussed above, I think it'll be ready for release, and very high quality when it does release in the next 2 weeks. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Do you think Battlefield 2042 is ready for release? Was there something you didn't know about in the development of the game? Or anything else you want to talk about in the comments? I'm Icebergs, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for all your Battlefield 2042 news. Until next time, stay frosty.